Hello nurses, how are you nurses? Today I want to take this opportunity to give a detailed explanation. This will be the first explanation I'm doing to my fellow nurses who are in Kenya on the pathways of transitioning coming to America using either self NCLEX sponsorship, or when you go into choosing to use the agency way. The most one that I'm very much familiar is the use of an agency. So today I was just going through my emails, and I successfully managed to get my contract that I signed with my agency. But in this case, I'm not going to tell you which agency I used, but I'll only use the details that I got here just to explain to you the steps and ways of identifying a good agency. A good agency is that agency which will guide you all through and give you guidance from day one, that is when you engage them, and then definitely you'll sign a contract agreement with them. So in with me here, I have a signed agreement that I signed with my agency way back when I was in Kenya. But lucky enough, I've been telling you guys that on the way when I was doing my NCLEX preparations, I succeeded and I got a DV lottery win for that particular year. So the purpose of agency is to give you or to offer you sponsorship program. So you must adhere to all the rules that you make a contract between you and the agency. So that agency will give you a sponsorship, but with conditions that you have to meet first. So one of them is that is a relationship between you. The contract agreement will be a relationship between you and the agency. So they'll provide you as a nurse a sponsorship assistance. So when we say a sponsorship assistance, it means that they'll pay for you the entire process when you are doing your preparation, that is the studying, paying, everything. And before you do all those things, you'll have to do a signing agreement between you and the agency. So I'm pretty sure that people would like to know, how do you study? So we have a lot of agencies in Kenya that are doing all this. At this moment, I won't mention any name of any agency, but first things first. So you need to have some cash money. Some agencies will like you to engage them when you have some, like for my case here, I started with them when they needed a registration fee of 10,000 Kenyan shillings at that moment. So I paid 10,000 registration money. Now, whenever you guys hear anything to deal with money, I know now you start running away. Remember, this is just a process. You've just started the process. So mentioning only 10,000, I know it's an issue for many nurses. My people, I know you really like free things, but just know that this is just the beginning. You've just started the process. So I'll take a little time just to read for you what an agency obligations. We have some things that we say that there are obligations that the agency will have in between you. So they say it's an obligation of the nurse. These are the things that you must do. Whenever they ask you, you must do. And one of it is you must complete the studies. They'll give you'll be subjected to a classroom, and you must pass the exams, and you must undertake and accept that each and every moment you'll be put in a classroom, you must be available to watch their videos, you must be available to be with their tutors. Each and every time of the allocated time of the week, you must be ready. So before you engage yourself in doing an NCLEX preparation exam, don't attempt if you are not ready, if you don't have time. That's why I always tell families that when a nurse is trying commence these exams, you must see first, discuss with your spouse. Will you have enough time for the studies? Because it's a dedication that you need to dedicate yourself to the agency. Remember, all these steps I'm just starting today, and the time that I'll take in explaining to you, this is the first video I'm doing it. It is a long process of explaining, and these are the first things I want to teach you guys. So you'll make undertaking that you will be available for that time for studies each and every day. That is from Monday to Friday. The agency would like you to do undertaking. And then after that, ensure that you will pass the NCLEX exams. So you'll undertake, you will sign. That is your obligation. You are expected to pass an exam. And then at each and every step and each and every time, whenever you are doing this, the agency will be communicating to you using your email address. There are some vital documentations that you are supposed to produce each and every moment you are asked. And this is a timely thing. So remember, you must provide everything, every documentation to them without limitations. I'm just seeing here, you provide copies of your identity documents. So remember, it's your duty to provide your certificates. It's your duty to provide passports. It's your duty to provide a proof of address. When we say proof of address, means that where are you living? Where do you reside? So they need proof of address. So, and all these, you make an agreement with them. And then later on, you will make a contract and sign with them and agree that at the end of all these studies, you will pay them back the fee that they will be paying you, or whatever the expenditure they are using and they'll be using for you during the entire process. You must be ready to pay them. So you will sign against that. And then they say that you'll adhere to the applicable repayment requirements to the set forth, that they have some clauses. So that you'll agree that you'll be paying for that amount for an agreed period. That is when you are here in America and all those. So remember, it's them who will be paying for you the whatever amount that they are asked, or whatever process they are asked to do for you here in America. So the agency will use their money. And then you are asked to refrain from engaging any other agency. So once you sign a contract with a particular agency, remember that you are not allowed to engage by signing another American-based agency, because they are one and the same thing. And you just know that all these things are documentation processes that are being given out to American agencies. So if you do that, you'll be doubling up, or you'll be doing what we call replication or duplicating of a process. So you are supposed not to do all those things. Once you get one agency, you are done. So remember, all these things are obligations. I'm just warning you. So it is not an easy thing. When we say it's an obligation, it involves signing a documentation, and there will be a lawyer involved. So you're also reminded that you complete all the reference checks. So wherever you are told there's something to do and it is a timely thing, remember, you do it in a timely manner. Meaning, you should be checking on your email more often and answer whatever you're being asked and respond to all the mails. So you also need to meet their requirements. There are screening requirements. You will have to provide whatever they ask you. And then, that is health screening requirements. Remember, you'll sign an obligation that you'll provide all the health, whatever requirements that they'll ask you. They're also saying here in my previous contract that once all immigration and qualifications has been obtained, you should undertake an employment with them. in the facility that they'll choose for you. So, and you'll perform the services as a registered nurse. So you remember, once you transition and come to America, it's the agency who will choose for you the facility. And in that, you need to provide, to be respectful. You'll have to be observe and adhere to the applicable laws of that facility, and then expected to behave professionally to the regulatory body. That is, if it is Texas Board of Nurses and related to any the nursing profession, remember you are expected to be to adhere to the professional rules at all times. It's also stating here that you are not to do anything or allow any act to be done which does not reasonably and foreseeably likely to prejudice the good name and the reputation of that particular agency. So that's why you're seeing me here. I'm reading for you this agreement that I had with them. I'm not doing anything against them, and I'm not mentioning their names, so you don't even know which agency I'm talking about. So I'm protecting my ex agency. And then it's saying that its main core business is just to make you to pass your NCLEX exams. And maybe for some reasons, if you found that you require assistance on certain concepts on the topics of the NCLEX, and it is deemed you are not ready to take the exams, you deserve to tell them in enough time. And then if you are expected to postpone your exam date, you are the one who is supposed to tell them. And then they'll tell you the cost. They'll pay you $150 US dollars for the exams. So you convert the $150, they'll start to pay for you. This is the process I'm telling you. These are the prerequisite requirements that you need to know before you engage yourself with any agency. And this is a particular agency that you need to know. And most agencies have the same rules and regulations. So they say that to ensure that there is no delay in application process and to preserve the safety and integrity of application documents, allow your agency to create a secure nurse portal that will be managed by them, and then various applications processes and destroyed upon deployment in the USA. So they'll create a portal for you, so that in that portal you'll be keying in and they'll be monitoring you, and that is where they'll post, upload everything for you. So remember, this agency is providing you a sponsorship. I've been hearing most people asking me on doing it in their own, but if you have your enough amount, you can do it. But I'll always advise you nurses, do your transitioning and do your NCLEX preparation using an agency, because it will make things easier for you, because agencies are aware of what they are expected to do, and having in mind that most of the agency representatives are here in the USA and working hand in hand with some of the agencies that are there in Kenya, that they are secondary to their work here. So remember, they'll pay your sponsorship fees on your behalf, and then you'll allow them to act on your behalf reasonably in given time. Meaning that I've been hearing people complaining that some agencies are taking more time in maybe processing their documentation and all those things. My friends, remember, they are the ones who will book for you the exams too. So exams booking is not an easy thing, but they'll ask you the specific date for the exams. So if you've completed all those processes, that I'll tell you the process anyway. Today is just only painting the picture on who an agency is and what you are expected to do and what the agency is expected to do, so that you won't go into choosing or having a scenario whereby you went into NCLEX preparation without knowing what you are expected of by an agency. So remember, this agency will pay also an exam. I don't know if it has changed today. Remember, they are the ones who will pay for your Pearson VU exam. Pearson VU Center is that Nairobi center, whereby it is an exam testing center. It used to be $150. So when you convert $150 into Kenyan money, yeah, you do 128 US dollars times 150. 128 Kenyan shillings times 150, you'll get exact amount in Kenyan shillings. So that is what they'll pay. They'll pay $150 for you. And then the travel cost. The agency will pay for you the travel cost for you and not your family members. Initially, it used to pay for you. Some agencies used to pay for you the travel cost to South Africa by then, to India by then. But if you are in any other country outside Kenya and you want to travel to Nairobi, of course, some agencies will cater for you the travel fee from your country to the examination center. Some do carry the responsibility of paying for you the accommodation fee, even the food and everything during that travel period. So it varies on which agency. So that is where now choosing of agency is handy. So you must make an inquiry. Ask the guys who are nurses who are already working with various agencies and ask them, what are they offering? But have in mind that whatever they are offering, if they are paying for you your flight, if they'll be paying for you the fee and accommodation fee, all those, remember that it will be, the more you spend with them, the more you spend with an agency, the more your repayment period and the amount will be up here when you are here in America. So you must know that. And then retesting exams. Remember, they are the ones who are paying for you the exams. They are the NCLEX. But they pay only for you for the first time. If you fail, you'll pay for them. You'll pay for yourself the retesting cost of $150 US. So you remember now, this is where you're supposed to study hard, pass your exams, so that you'll avoid using your own money and take this advantage of making good use of sponsorship fee. So various agencies do vary. So if you fail for the second time and you pay for yourself, and then again you go back and pay for yourself, you fail for the third time, the agency, this particular agency that I was working with, will now, as per the obligations, you must repay them back their sponsorship fee. Whatever they have spent with you so far to that period, you must refund them. Remember, you've now started to demonstrate that you're not eligible, you're not able to pass an NCLEX exams, and now you're in the third time. So I think now they'll withdraw the sponsorship. And then in the event that the nurses, you pass your NCLEX examination, they'll now start to arrange for you for an employer here in the USA, and then that they start to organize for you for an amount of $400 US that will be deducted from your salary. And then upon your arrival to the US, they'll organize and pay for you. So it means that this is part of the amount that they'll take out of your salaries. That is $400. If you now doing your calculations, remember there's the first 150, there's another 150 they'll pay for you, there's another 400 they'll pay for you, and I haven't gone into details. There's jurisprudence exams, I think they'll pay for you. There's also fingerprinting. For the fingerprinting, I believe they do pay for you also. So it differs. In most agencies, they differ. So going into depth or in depth on the failure thing. So if you fail the exams and maybe in the long way you decided that now I'm not going anymore to America now. This process has become difficult after you fail exam, and even you change your mind along the way, you have an obligation of paying a total of 5,000 US dollars. Imagine, do you know how much? If yes, 5,000 US dollars. So think twice before you engage yourself in an agency. Remember, I'm just only here to brighten up your mind, and just know that all the payments shall be doing an invoice to their bank account, that is mostly Barclays bank account in Kenya, and then you do it electronically and you'll be given guidance on how to do it. So you shall reimburse them their money. So don't joke around. So whenever you're ready to do, and I'm not making you scared, but I'm making you to make wise decisions before you engage yourself and be prepared to do your NCLEX exams or NCLEX preparations and come to the US. So, and then at some point, should you have any dispute or disagreement that comes amongst the parties, there's a way that you're given around 14 days to file a claim, so that you resolve an issue, maybe a dispute, maybe you didn't agree on something, or there's some things that you didn't like it, so you have some period of 14 days to put in a claim or do your negotiations on that. And then if you want to terminate an agreement, you give a notice period of 30 days. So it's not an easy thing. So if you want to terminate this agreement or this contract, you should give a notice of 30 days. And this is the agency that I chose. I don't know about other agencies, but I'm telling you about the agency that I chose. I'm just only, because remember I mentioned earlier on that these are just common in most agencies. And then finally, because I don't want it to be long, so that I'll go into the real details of the process. I'll give you all the real details of the process in my next video, so that you'll understand. Guys, this is just a tip of what you are expected to do, and I'm recommending that you just been following me. This time round, I'll be doing it for you step by step, so that you understand. At this moment, if you didn't understand anything about what the agencies expect from you and what you expect from an agency, but I do believe I've just mentioned some vital information for you. And then in the next video, I'm planning to find some good time for you. Again, I'll do around 20 minutes video or more. I'll guide you on matters of commitment, on how to do NCLEX exams, and what specifically you're expected of, point by point. Keep following me and I'll guide you. Thank you.